Welcome back to the Boat Cheat. Today we're looking at RYA's SafeTrx app, and we're also looking at the equivalent app offered by the US Coast Guard, just to compare how the two apps work. You don't have to be a member of the Royal Yachting Association to use the app, and it's available on iPhones and Androids, and it's also available on iPads. It doesn't work on Android tablets, unfortunately. The front page of the app is dominated by the big orange call for help button, so nice and easy to find it in an emergency. This opens a page which has your current position, heading and speed, a button to send a photo to the operator so that they can pass it to the emergency services, and that can be either from your photo library or from your camera. And then above that, the big red button to make the phone call, and that will connect you straight to the Coast Guard telephone operator. Above that, we have the track button on the right, which just keeps a record of your activity so you can record where you went on your boat. But the reason why SafeTrax is worth getting is the sail plan button. So let's have a look at what that does. Filling in a sail plan effectively does the same thing as making a DSC call to your Coast Guard agency and then passing them all your trip details and your ETA and then sending them another DSC message later saying that you've arrived. You select the vessel which you've pre-saved in the app, put in the ETA. In this case, I'm randomly adding in a time. And then there's the option to put in how many adults and children are on board and what sort of activity it is you're doing on the water. Having selected the activity, hit Next, and we go to our emergency contacts. Having selected the emergency contacts you want to have active that day, we then put in the route. This opens up a map. You simply push and hold to put in the start point. Pressing Next gives you the option to put in a waypoint en route. And then pressing Next takes you to the page to put in your destination, or the end point. For quite a lot of destinations, particularly marinas, you'll find that you can get the phone number straight out of the app, which also saves you having to look it up elsewhere. Just touch the label and it opens up a useful information page. Having set your endpoint, we go hit Next and it takes us to a checklist. Now you can edit this checklist. This is the default checklist that comes with the app. I'll leave you to explore that for yourself. It is very, very useful. Pressing Next takes you to the summary page, and hitting the button at the bottom there, Set Sail, makes the sail plan active and will then send some text messages to your contacts, if you so choose, to tell them that you're on your way. Selecting this option also sends them a link so they can get real-time updates on your position all the time you have a connection to the internet. On arrival, press the End Trip button. I'd prefer it if this was further away from the Call for Help button. You confirm by pressing End Trip, and then it gives you the option to send text messages to your emergency contacts that you've arrived safely. When you're within 15 minutes of your ETA and you haven't yet closed the trip, then you're sent a reminder asking you to either extend or end the trip. If you do neither of those things, then once you're overdue, your emergency contacts receive a text message asking them if they've heard from you. If not, and if they can't get hold of you to check you're okay, a link in that text message initiates overdue action on your behalf. It's a brilliant system. And as well as adding to your safety, it also relieves some workload on the Coast Guard staff, so I think it's a brilliant idea. There's a set of menu options that are always available in the top right of the screen, and we'll have a look at those now. There's a whole stack of information in here, but the best bit is about 3/4 of the way down, weather and water information, which takes you straight to the Met Office and their shipping forecasts. Local information takes you to an option to find VHF channels, phone numbers, etc. Again, very useful. And the last one I like is the web page bit at the bottom, which takes you to all sorts of useful web pages. This is a really great app. The US Coast Guard's equivalent app has got lots of information on the front page, starting with state information. This basically takes you to a list of states and then links to their states' websites, so you can get information pertaining to your state. You can request a safety check, just by filling information on here, including whether or not you're going to go to them or they need to come to you. In the UK, we have a similar system using the RYA called a C-check. You can review the required mandatory safety equipment. That's something that most people in the UK won't be used to because there's not that much that is mandatory in the UK. Most of it's based on good common sense. And then float plan is the equivalent of the sail plan in the SafeTrax app. The difference here is that you store your float plan and you can recall it because it's very generalized. It's about how many people are on board, what communications and safety equipment you have on board. It's not quite as detailed in terms of where you're going as the RYA sail plan, and there's no ability to track you. And the big thing for me that's different is that all that happens when you fill in this sail plan is it's emailed to your emergency contacts. So nobody is going to be notified automatically if you don't turn up. That's the big difference for me. So this system's fine, it works, and it means that somebody ashore will have your details and will be aware that you should be back at a certain time. However, there is no automation to prompt them to check that you're okay should you not turn up. So for me, in this particular aspect, I think the SafeTrax app is better. The point is, you really should use one of these apps to make sure people ashore know when you're out on the water and when you're due back. I hope you found that useful. Let me know how you get on with SafeTrax or with the Coast Guard app in the comments below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you back on the boat cheat soon.